Hey guys, welcome back to MBTV. Today I'm very charged right now. I just had a situation that happened and it just I just got so much different stuff going on in my head. I'm like flooded with like a passion, you know, how people, you know, are just so unaware of the decisions that they make when it comes to the people around them. And I touched base on this topic last night when it comes to how we affect others, right? The responsibility we have navigating ourselves throughout life, being not only aware of how we are personally, but having a responsibility to to how we affect others, right? To how we are in our environment, right? Because who we are in our environment is a direct reflection of ourselves, regardless. When you put in terms of like projecting, our internal environment outward. And just this year in January, it's everything is great. Everything's moving forward. It's just so like for me, a common theme in my life is people resurfacing from the past, which is a very common theme for a lot of people. But in this particular situation, it's people in my life that I've either dated or have had a romantic connection with. And all these connections have ended for one reason or for another. The main theme of these endings of situations have been because the person has not, pretty much been ready, or they're going through something, or there's a lack of appreciation and presence with the dynamic that I have with these individual women. And so today was another situation that I had to end because, I literally just made a live event yesterday about this topic of, are you ready for a relationship? What are you looking for? What is your mission right now when it comes to interpersonal relationships? I'm in a place right now where I've I've done all the dating that I need to do. I'm not into hookup culture. I've never been. I know the value of connecting to somebody. Um, and so I'm just really tired of people who waste my time and do a disservice to me and themselves when they don't do the groundwork, even though they may be personal growth driven, even though they may be interested in spirituality, even though they may be interested in personal development and moving forward in their lives. I'm tired of people who, um, you know, despite all of their interests, do not back it up with the actual actions of growing, right? And, there's a difference between accepting somebody for who they are and moving forward with somebody, there's a difference between accepting somebody for who they are and not accepting, that people are just people, right? And that you're going to hold that against them. Appreciate people for who they are. And, at that point, you have two options: accept them and grow with them, or don't and find somebody that you would be willing to find and move forward with. And, it's easy for me to really appreciate pretty much anybody. But at the same time, that comes in tandem with needing to be responsible for yourself, how you carry yourself, holding yourself accountable for how you come off um, to others, playing your role in humanity, right? Like I kind of mentioned in the video yesterday, we're connected. If we are all connected, right, and like as one energy, right? If humanity is connected by one string, the average in which you navigate yourself affects the overall whole. And so whether you're in a bad place or a good place, you should make this known. You should accept this with openness. You should be present with it, regardless of what you're going through, so you don't affect others in a negative way, right? Um, so I'm just very charged right now because there's just, I guess it's maybe the location I'm in, or the karma that I'm bringing back into my life. But life is always going to test you within a situation of a repeated nature. So a good example of this is, I have halted relationships or soon to be relationships. I've halted dating people that were just not ready. They are going through something and they've backed off because they weren't ready. Whether it be commitment, whether it be past conditioning, whether it be not understanding interpersonal dynamics just naturally. You know, it's not something we're taught in school. It's not something our parents uniformly teach us. So, you know, there's just so much personal work that needs to be done in the investment to do so. Not a lot of people do that. So when it comes to me personally, these are things that I value. You know, I value moving forward, growing, new experiences, new opportunities with with the person I share my time with. Just appreciating people in general. So when people, or the person that I am seeing, or the person that I'm interested in, can't exhibit just basic human nature driven qualities and characteristics, it grinds my gears. Family Guy reference. It grinds my gears. You know, it really pisses me off how people look for a connection. They want to connect. They want to feel connected. They don't do the work, the personal work, to earn that, right? And I'll say that again. People want something. People want connection. They want intimacy without earning it yet, right? How can you get intimacy without having a particular relationship with yourself? How can you love somebody unconditionally without giving yourself a degree of self-love, right? As an example, um, you know, it grinds my gear. It blows my mind. It blows my mind to what people will do for what they want or need because of the lack thereof. And it's crazy how much people will project onto you that has nothing to do with you, but what they're going through. And so this is in part why I made this video yesterday. I made this video yesterday because, you know, I do see a lot of people just projecting and throwing up baggage and, you know, shit that people are going through, and they're putting it on other people. Meanwhile, these are the people that they want to be in a relationship with, right? This is somebody that, you know, they want to grow with. So when I see people do this to the people that they so-called quote unquote love or have immense attraction towards, it's like, what are you doing? You know, you want to do one thing, you want to grow and augment, you know, towards this person. You want to connect and synchronize with this individual, but at the same time, you're doing all these things that do not exhibit those characteristics, right? And I never was somebody, you know, that wanted actions over words. I was always somebody that liked communication over actions. But now it's like 60-40 now for me. You know, it's always been slowly countermeasuring, counterweighing the balance, right? It used to be 60-40, now it's 40-60. I like it when I see the results that somebody, or I like seeing the actions more so than the words. The words just mean so much to me still, but you know, I just cannot risk those situations anymore. And when I do risk the situations, I make sure that I'm guarded. You know, in a recent situation, I opened up to somebody, and you know, I took it with a grain of salt. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna open up to this person. I'm gonna give them a portion of my vulnerability, not all of it, and see what this person does. See what she will do. And surely enough, you know, unfortunately, she couldn't carry through. She's not ready. And you're always going to find people in this situation. You have to remember it's unfortunate, it can be disappointing because you could want the world with somebody, but at the end of the day, you can't choose, you know, how to help somebody within their own reality. It's really up to them. It's their journey, and you're on your own journey, right? You know, and in my experience, dating and existing in life, you know, I purely see people to be, you know, polygamists. You know, we date people and we see people, you know, we have this longevity of time that we spend time with people, but then there's no real time frame. You know, you can't put a time on when you're gonna see somebody or be with somebody. You can be with somebody for 50 years and then something happens and you move on to somebody else. Kind of like purpose. You know, there's no time frame for having a particular purpose. You have something you're very deeply passionate about, and then 30 years later, you want to go into something else, right? So everybody has their own journey. So when somebody doesn't match with yours, it's fine, because there's still so much to appreciate about what you've had. There's so much to appreciate about what you've learned in how you've grown. You know, like I always kind of reiterate, you know, you're never yourself from which before you connected with somebody. You always change just a little bit after you've connected with somebody, whether it's intimately or with friends, right? And so it's really important that people understand that it's not just somebody that you would have sex with or you connect with intimately with, but it could be a really deep friendship with somebody else. And you know, you have to look at who you really surround yourself with in your life, and that's very important. Um, so this has been like a quick rant on these topics. Just remember, everybody watching this video, that, you know, be responsible and accountable for how you come off to others, and do the groundwork if you are seeking somebody out there. If you desire to be in a relationship, don't necessarily pursue or go out there and date out there per se and chase. But you know what? Work on you, work on your vision, and do the personal work, and then somebody will surely come by. I guarantee it. It's just how the universe works. And if you want to prove me wrong, test it out and see what happens. So this has been a quick rant, guys. I will see you next time, and have a great day. Cheers.